Learning helps to get more command over a subject. It also enhances your skill and improvises your performance. In this day-to-day life, the development of software has grown much and shown more impact. All the knowledge on development comes from coding and programming. So, we bring you some tips to learn and get experience over coding and programming without any difficulty. Hey everyone, welcome back to a whole new session from Simplilearn. Today, we will be discussing about coding or programming tips in this session. I will help you learn coding and programming in a simple way. Let us have a look for the agenda for today's session. First, we shall begin with understanding what exactly does the term coding means. Followed by that, we will understand what is programming. Then, we will get in touch with learning the differences between coding and programming. After that, we shall focus on discussing some important tips to learn programming and coding. And finally, we will end our session by discussing the benefits. However, before we begin, make sure that you have subscribed to our YouTube channel and don't forget to hit that bell icon so that you can never miss an update from Simplilearn. So without further ado, let's get started with our first topic of this session. What is coding? Computer does not understand the human language, so in order to communicate with the computer, we use some languages for communication. That requires coding. Coding is a way of passing and translating the instructions for communication with the computer. Moving forward, let us understand what exactly programming means. Programming is a process of designing and building executable programs to work on specific tasks that involve analysis, generation, and implementation of algorithms. Many of the applications and development involves and uses programming. This is all about programming. Now, let's get started with learning some differences between coding and programming. Coding is a part of programming used to help in converting the language into binary codes which can be able to communicate with the computer. Whereas, programming is a process that works on creating specific tasks according to the standards. The next difference is that the coding is a basic step in implementing the software, whereas programming deals in the depth of the implementation and dealing with complex problems. Coding works with simple projects which can be finished in a shorter period, whereas programming deals with big projects and possesses complete analysis in the implementation of the projects. There are some fundamental differences between coding and programming. Now, let's have a look at some of the best tips to learn programming or coding. So some of the best tips to learn coding or programming are practice, consistency in reading, deep learning, jumping directly into the learning part, online resources for reference, learning how to debug a program, and finally, to learn how to represent your project. Let's dive deep into these tips. The first one we have is practice. Practice is the best way to learn coding or programming. It takes a lot of time to represent but helps more in gaining knowledge. When you apply for a software job, there will be a technical round and they will ask you to write some codes. Practicing helps you to clear those rounds and get an opportunity to clear those rounds quite quickly. It also improvises the ability to identify the mistakes by yourself. The next we have is the consistency in reading. The main problem in learning is the consistency. When we work on our free time, it doesn't help much because of the power of our brain. Going on working daily helps to gain and boost up your knowledge and helps to think logically and improve our skills. So we have to work every day to learn coding or programming. The next tip of the session is deep learning. When you get deeply involved in the subject, we are learning. It provides a way to gain more knowledge and attention over a subject. The deeper we put in an effort, the more we get back. It also helps us in improving our thinking skills. It boosts the performance while performing the tasks. The next step of the dog is jumping directly into the learning phase. If you're going to learn something, you must start somewhere. It helps to predict and provide a complete understanding of upcoming topics. If you are learning coding or programming, you better start from the basics. It helps you more to grab the attention over the subject and improve your coding and programming knowledge. And the next one we have is online resources. One of the accessible sources of learning programming or coding is the online resources. There are plenty of online resources like Simplilearn and etc. These platforms are providing and helping much in learning. They also offer free courses and videos with the best concepts that you have ever seen. My choice amongst most of the platforms is Simplilearn, which helps you improve your coding skills. And moving forth the following tips, we have the debugging. Making mistakes in code and programming are very common. They are the key producers of learning. So it is good to use debugging to improve your coding or programming skills. If you're good at debugging, then definitely you'll learn quite quickly without any hassle. And most importantly, the final tip of the session is representing. Representing the concept you learned plays a crucial part in learning. It may help to get more ideas and think more profoundly about the subject. Teaching someone, discussing and sharing will help to get more command over coding and programming. So it is good to represent everything that you learned. So these are a few tips to help you learn coding or programming. Now you have an idea of coding and programming tips. Now let us see some benefits of coding or programming. Coding or programming are playing a very massive role in present day-to-day life. They are showing the capacity to do anything in the present. Let us see some of the benefits of coding and programming. Coding helps in improving presentation skills, developing creativity, helping in problem solving and teamwork. There are the best known benefits of coding and programming. Let us see some brief information about the benefits of coding and programming. Coding and programming help in building self-confidence in a person while dealing with projects. They are helping in improving soft skills and presentation skills. Programming and coding also help in improving creativity while dealing with the applications and projects. They use much creativity to develop those. They require a lot of creative knowledge. Coding and programming also helps in situations like problem solving. Using these, it is easy to find solutions to complex problems perfectly. While working with the projects require a team, teamwork helps to gain more knowledge and more experience. It also helps to improve communication and project management skills. Sam and Bob are looking for a job, and Bob got the job. But Sam is facing some problems and is worried about the job. With this problem, he is walking on a road. Suddenly, Bob saw Sam and asked, "Hi Sam, where are you going?" "Nothing, just for a regular walk." "You seem to be worried about something, and what it was?" "I was worried that I got disqualified in the coding interview." "Then why are you worried about that? Be prepared for the next time by visiting Simplilearn's video." "Hey, do you mean that video on tips to crack a coding interview?" "Yeah, exactly. Watch that video, then you should get an idea of how to prepare for the next interview." "Sam, thanks for the suggestion, man. You're always welcome." Hey everyone, welcome to yet another exciting video from Simplilearn. In this session, we will be discussing some important tips to crack a coding interview. However, before we begin the session, make sure that you have subscribed to our YouTube channel and don't forget to hit that bell icon so that you can never miss an update from Simplilearn. So first, let us understand the first tip to crack the coding interview. That is, the job description. Before we apply for a job, we must be clear about the role. When you get an idea and clarity about these things, then it is easy to prepare for yourself for an interview and feel better to get job easily. Now, let us move to the next one. And the second one in the dot is research about the company. When we go for an interview, most of the people just look and research the job role and responsibilities, but no one researches about the company. Researching about the company helps to get an idea about the works and projects done till date. It also helps to get a brief idea about the jobs and skills required for the company. When we are clear about all these things, it is simple to crack the coding round and impress the interviewer easily. Now, let's go into the next one. So the third one in the list is good coding knowledge. Before going to a coding interview, you must be clear about your coding skills. These play a massive role in cracking the coding interview. The entire round depends on these skills. So before you give a coding interview, get prepared well for the interview. Many websites and online resources are available to get an idea of what questions would be asked in the interview. There are some questions available based on the company interview process on the internet. There are many websites and online resources available on the internet to get an idea of what questions would be asked in the interview. There are some questions available based on the company interview process on the internet. These help and impact more in qualifying the interview. Now the next one in the list is practice coding interview questions. This tip is for the people who participate in a coding interview without enough practice. Practicing is the key to improve and upgrade knowledge in a person. They help to build knowledge and improve skills quickly and effectively. When you practice more on coding, you gain more knowledge and experience on coding. When these skills are developed much in you, it is easy to crack a coding interview. Now the next round in the list is good communication skills. Communication skills help a lot in finding a job. These skills are much needed to communicate with the interviewer and help to get a good impression about you on your skills. When you work under a team, there is a huge requirement where you have to communicate with other team members, and this would help you to upskill your knowledge as well. If you're good at your communication, it is much easier for you to find a job in a company you're looking for. Now the next one in the list is the body language. Before going to any interview, most of the people tend to worry about their interview. Will they be suitable for the job role, or will their skills be good enough, or will they be good enough to finish the interview well? This happens because of the confidence in them. Most of the times they lack the confidence. When the people are much more confident, it is easy for them to feel better about the interview. While giving the interview, you must wear proper dress. You should be in formals, and then the interviewer will get a good impression on you, and you should be polite enough till the entire interview process. Positivity helps you gain and boost your confidence in an interview. So, you must be confident in yourself before going for any interview. Followed by that, the next important tip is self-introduction. Before you walk into the interview room, you must be prepared about how to start your introduction. Keep in mind that the introduction should attract the interviewer and make him understand about you in a short amount of time. You must include your entire information in a short description and mention your professional background properly. It includes your skills, your experience, and your educational background as well. Now, let us understand the final tip for the session. So the final tip is dress formal. Appearance is an essential tip to get a good impression on you. So, before you go for a coding interview, be in formals. When you dress formally, it grabs the interviewer's attention, and also you'll feel comfortable while giving the interview. When you look comfortable in your attire, it is quite easy for the interviewers to make the interview happen quite comfortably. And this was all for today's session. I hope now you guys have got a brief idea of how to crack a coding interview. If you find this information helpful to make your interview successful, please subscribe to our YouTube channel and don't forget to hit that bell icon to never miss an update from Simplilearn. If you have any questions, then please feel free to let us know in the comment section below, and our team of experts will be happy to resolve all your queries. Until next time, thank you for watching, stay tuned for more from Simplilearn, and keep learning.
Hi there, if you like this video, subscribe to the Simplilearn YouTube channel and click here to watch similar videos. To nerd up and get certified, click here.